Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Our Local 4 help desk tip line received a tip about something disturbing happening online. A local vet hospital is accused of posting clients' personal information online after getting negative reviews. And some clients say their addresses and phone numbers were shared even when they didn't even write the reviews in question. That tops our news at 6 tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Our Erica Erickson went to get answers, but as you'll see, the response raised even more questions. She joins us live. Erica, what did you find?
What did we find? Well, we went to the hospital and let's just say we were shut down pretty fast.
A woman here allegedly posting a review a year ago about her experience at Bloomfield Point Veterinary Hospital that its site says has 2 locations, one on 8 Mile in Detroit and one on Woodward in Pontiac. The review saying, quote, bad business, would not recommend. But a response allegedly from the hospital, including a name, address and phone number, asking if the info is correct, adding, quote, we only ask because we wanted to make sure we gave the police the correct contact information for you. Another alleged bad review seen here, receiving a response allegedly from the same veterinarian with another woman's personal information. That woman says it's for something she didn't even write.
I didn't write that review. Yes, I did take a kitten there twice, but I don't want my information out there. That's what's concerning.
The reviewer even responding saying, hey, you have the wrong person here. So we stopped by their Pontiac location to see what the heck is going on here.
Is the owner here?
Yeah, can I ask what you're here for? Is that recording?
Yep.
Can you take that off, please?
Our photographer heading outside, the manager telling us to leave again. When we asked if it was indeed Bloomfield Point Veterinary Hospital, posting the comments, addresses, and phone numbers, the manager only saying it wasn't her, demanding we leave the property. Then Bloomfield Point Veterinary Hospital emailing Local 4 telling us not to use the footage, adding in part, quote, going forward, any member of the news team will be trespassed, and if caught on property without permission, the property will be defended to the extent of the law.
Thanks for calling Animal Clinic East. Did you call the schedule?
So per their request, Local 4 trying to call and set up an interview with no luck.
They don't answer. And you can't leave a message.
Mailbox is full.
Then finally getting the doc on the phone.
Hi, this is Erica Erickson from Local 4. How are you?
He sends a text to leave him alone. Meanwhile, this former client says she wants her info taken down now.
And I don't want my address and phone number out there for anyone, like that.
All right, some of those clients frustrated, as you can hear, that woman is. What can they do? Well, we spoke to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. They say they can file a report with them, but they strongly urge them to also file a complaint with the state. Reporting live, Erica Erickson, Local 4.
Yeah, you can understand the frustration. Erica, thank you. And we learned about this story from a tip to our Click on Detroit help desk. If you have a question or something you think we should check out, go ahead and scan that QR code right there on the left-hand portion of your screen. We'd love to hear from you.
We are getting a closer look at the federal case against 2 church leaders accused of operating a forced labor and money laundering conspiracy. David Taylor and Michelle Brennan, 2 leaders of Kingdom of God Global Church in Taylor, are now facing federal charges. Noel Friel has been following this story and has a closer look at how prosecutors say victims were forced to work long hours without pay to raise donations for this church.
Yeah, a text message allegedly sent by Taylor to church members appeared to show how he would force victims to work long hours in the ministry's call centers like this one, threatening to take away food or deprive them of sleep if they failed to meet donation goals. In one of those messages, Taylor appears to threaten to make the victims stay up until 4 a.m., writing, pour water on everyone's faces that's halfway sleeping and not working. Wake them up now. In other messages, he threatens to make church members sleep outside in garages if they don't raise enough money. We heard from advocates at Sanctum House, a sanctuary in Metro Detroit for human trafficking survivors. Executive Director Karen Moore says in cases like this one, victims are often manipulated by their traffickers slowly over time until it becomes difficult to escape their control.
The victims live in fear of being found. They're shamed. They have no confidence. And it's the mental manipulation and they develop a trauma bond.
And we have a closer look at the federal charges Taylor is now facing for forced labor and money laundering, as well as an in-depth look at all of the messages included in this indictment at clickondetroit.com. Live in Taylor, Noelle Friel, Local 4.
All right, Noelle, thank you. Now we go to the church shooting in Minneapolis. The police chief is revealing disturbing details from the shooter's manifesto.
Investigators found the shooter was, quote, obsessed with killing children and hated almost every group except mass murderers and shooters. New video tonight shows children and parishioners running to safety when those shots began to ring out, I should say. Police say the shooter fired more than 100 rounds through the church's stained glass windows during Mass Wednesday morning. 2 students ages 8 and 10 were killed. 17 others were hurt. 1 child remains in critical condition tonight. Nightly News with Tom Yamas continues our coverage tonight, sharing more about what was found in that manifesto and the terrifying moments inside the church when that shooting started. Tune in right after our newscast, starting at 6:30.
An investigation by the NBC affiliate in Grand Rapids has uncovered troubling details about the mass stabbing at a Walmart near Traverse City. It was October of 2024 when Bradford Gilley's mental health treatment ended without explanation. And this is 9 months before he's accused of stabbing 11 people at this Walmart near Traverse City in Garfield Township. That was in July. Also, there was a public report showing he was still a potential danger. Documents show Gilley's treatment began in 2016 after a not guilty by reason of insanity plea for digging up a grave in Petoskey. He had spent more than 2 years in psychiatric units and required monthly antipsychotic injections. On July 24th, 2025, police found Gilley sleeping on sidewalks, but they couldn't locate him after a court order was issued. 2 days later, that's July 26th. That's when video shows Gilley going on that stabbing spree inside the Walmart. Gilley is now charged with terrorism and 11 counts of attempted murder, but right now it was ruled that Gilley is not competent to stand trial.
New at 6, 2 Michigan prison inmates are facing new felony charges tonight, accused of trying to deceive the courts with false testimony. Attorney General Dana Nessel says Vincent Smothers and Shannon Anderson conspired to file false documents about a 2007 shooting conviction. The case broke open when officers found a contraband cell phone in Smothers' prison cell this May, leading to evidence of the alleged scheme. Both men are now charged with obstruction of justice and could face additional prison time as repeat offenders.
Detroit Metro Airport is getting a major boost from Frontier Airlines. The ultra low-cost carrier is adding new routes to and from the Motor City. It's all part of a 20-route expansion with fares starting as low as $29. The airline will run between Detroit and New Orleans, Miami, Houston, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Cancun, Mexico. The new Detroit routes will begin service later this year, with tickets going on sale September 2nd.
Heads up if you travel Van Dyke Avenue in Shelby Township. Northbound Van Dyke is shutting down between 22 and 23-mile roads for a permit project. The closure starts September 2nd and runs through September 5th as crews work on road repairs. Plan an alternate route if this is part of your daily drive. It's a big night of high school football at Wayne State for our first Local 4 Game of the Week, brought to you by State Champs Game Time Live, presented by Hungry Howie's.
And the Prep Kickoff Classic is marking its 20th year tonight, but the season opener is making history in a new way too. Joel Sebastianelli shows us how these young athletes are changing the game. Joel, this is exciting.
It is really exciting, and you can't rain on this parade here in the heart of Detroit for the second season in a row at the Prep Football Classic. The top 4 teams from the Michigan High School Girls Flag Football League were invited to compete as part of a dual doubleheader. They play before the boys. There is a bigger message here. Football is for everyone.
Detroit is different in that respect than any other major city around the country. We just bring so much and so much passion to our everyday lives. We call it blue collar, we call it grit.
And we call it football. For 20 years, the Prep Kickoff Classic has been a celebration of the sport and our community. and now it is flipping gender norms.
Given that we're really focused on creating pathways for girls in sports, there's no better way than to bring the two together at the start of the high school football season here in Michigan.
The seed to include flag football was planted with partners Amazon and the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation at the NFL Draft. What is growing is something bigger than school pride.
It's very exciting. You know, I like how we can build, like, you know, this program up to like something great.
And I've been playing since I was in 5th grade, so it's just a lot of fun to see like that it's picking up in girls, because I had to play with boys for the longest time.
Flag football has blossomed into an Olympic sport for 2028. Nobody knows its benefits, like national team star Amber Clark Robinson.
You're always trying to find your place. That's when you're trying to find yourself in high school. You're trying to figure out your identity. And just to have people that enjoy the same thing you do and you get a chance to go out and just express your love for it, I know it means the world to them.
When future leaders play, everyone wins.
You're living history. You're writing the history books. You're living the dream of what so many people could have imagined or would have wanted when they were growing up. So take every opportunity that you have. Don't take it for granted.
I loved the enthusiasm from those girls. Had a chance to talk to players from St. Joe's, Redford Union, L'Anse Creuse North, and Carlson. They all had a similar message for girls their age. Try it. There is an adrenaline rush. It's a ton of fun, and you will get better at it. This game is better when we are all in it together. I think we can all get behind that, right?
Absolutely. Flag football is on the rise across the country, and as you mentioned, it's going to be in the Olympics in 2028. So many great things happening here in Metro Detroit in regards to that. Joel, thank you so much.